Like and subscribe right now, or else this will be in your bed tonight. You become a billionaire overnight. How would you, in the most creative way possible, quit your job? Apparently if you go on the roof of my place of employment you get fired immediately. I'm going up there to find what they're hiding. Buy the company, and fire myself. Make duck sounds until I'm fired. I own the business. I would hire someone to run the company and never say anything. The only thing my replacement would say is, he was let go, that's all I know. I hire 16 out of work actors to dress up as men in black. 4 blacked out SUVs show up at my work. The team in the lead SUV secures the office I work in, and the other 3 secure the perimeter. One of the MIB guys says they need you down in Venezuela. There's been another outbreak. I say something like goddamn it I'm retired. I paid my dues. MIB guy says I know sir. I'm sorry. But it's bad this time. I say something like well send in Schneider and his team. They're savages, they love that kind of work. MIB guy says we already did sir. They've been out of contact for over 36 hours. And I'm like Jesus Christ. Schneider has gone dark? MIB guy says yes sir. We need you sir. We all do. Then I sit down on a chair and hunch over to collect myself. I run hands over my face and say something like okay I'm going to need Vasquez with me on this. We're going to have to break him out. Vasquez is a maniac sir. You're goddamn right he is. And he might be the key to all this. As soon as I finish another MIB guy is like so local PD has dispatched we need to move. I get up and head for the door when the MIB guy says sir, you'll need this. And hands me a holster with the giant hand cannon pistol Harrison Ford used in Blade Runner. Then I'm like yeah, that's a good start. Seconds later all 4 blacked out SUVs peel out of my office parking lot and I'm never seen or heard from again. It would be so hard, but I might just pretend I had lost my marbles. Show up to work with my Fisher-Price laptop and phone and just pretend like I am working. See how long it takes someone to actually look in my cube and see what the frick is going on. They would be like can I please see you in my office and I respond I'll be over in a minute. I just have to finish this email. Refuse to believe that you have had any laptop or phone other than the toy ones you are turning into HR as you're fired. Delete the Indeed app. I work for myself now, so I'm projecting this to my past job. I'd give each of my co-workers $100,000 to quit with me. We would stage some kind of musical number, ending with a conga line out of the office, leaving our office boss, territory manager, and that one bitchy secretary everyone hates to face corporate alone. That would be $2 million well spent, and not a single one would go back if they had that kind of money to sustain them to find a better job. I'd hire some militia for hire to extract me via helicopter on a certain date. Boss hey, you need to stay late today and do the mundane stuff again. Me waving him to hush as I press against me ear, listening to something not today sir. The world needs saving puts on some shades. Cue the helicopter lands. Passenger soldier extends hand to aid my climb into helicopter as I look at boss and all co-workers with a nod. Walk in, put my hand on my manager's shoulder, and say I'm promoting myself to customer. Fake my own death in a gory and violent workplace accident. Just as everyone is freaking out I'd go LOL just kidding I'm not dead, but I do quit. I'd call in sick with dumb excuses which would increasingly get more and more unrealistic each time. For example, from my mail to sorry, I can't make it today, a hippo broke into my house and killed my girlfriend. I'm very traumatized. Send out a group email to the department I work in. I'm buying lunch for everyone tomorrow. Meet in the break room. Everyone comes and I have a full-on catered meal before them. The works. Then when everyone is thanking me I would drop the well. Thanks everyone. I just wanted to do something nice for you all before I quit my job today. I've already considered this. My plan is to make a gif of Jack sliding into the sea as Rose watches him go under. My name would hover over Jack and my company's name would hover over Rose. Maybe add some text saying goodbye after a wonderful 31 years. I would pay someone to have facial reconstructive surgery to look exactly like me, then have them sit in for me and do ridiculous things while I watch from the CCTV. Why would I do this? I would, because I am rich and I can. I'd brand the word resignation on a mostly raw steak. Then walk into my boss's office, drop the platter on his desk, pull out an oversized meat tenderizer and beat the living hell out of it, splattering meat juices everywhere. Drop the tenderizer like a mic, and say I hereby have tendered my resignation. Turn and walk out. I'm unemployed. I'd delete all the bookmarks I have of company job sites, unsub from all the mailing lists. That would feel so good. Just stop wearing a tie. It's a small offense, but this is against dress code and I would probably be admonished for it soon. However, they like me a lot, so I'd probably be given several chances to rectify it. Every time they do, I'd wear a tie for exactly 5 days, then go back to not wearing one again. Maybe I start wearing obnoxiously long or short ties or start wearing an ascot. I'd like to see how long I get away with it. Buy them 2,000 pounds of sugar-free gummy bears. Give 30 days notice and help them find a replacement. I have a lot of projects running and it would take time to get someone up to speed on them. I like the company and want it to do well. I would probably invest in it and possibly buy it with my newfound wealth. I love the company I work for. They've been great. I'd probably cater a really nice lunch for my co-workers. I'd also buy them a few nice self-grinding, single-serve coffee machines so they stop using the damn Keugs. It's funny, if it was millions, I wouldn't do this, wanting to keep my newfound wealth as secret as possible. But, at $1 billion, I don't think it's possible to hide that type of money for long, so might as well do something nice. I will continue to show up, do nothing meaningful and just see how long it will take until I get fired. I think it will take unnervingly long. If I'm being 100% honest, I probably keep going in for a while, because I am awkward and dislike confrontation. I don't think $1 billion will change that much. I'll finally prepare a passable speech in my head, then deliver 5% of it while sweating profusely and grumbling my words. Then I will drive back to my solid gold house in my rocket car. Oh, I agreed on 3 weeks notice, instead of the standard 2, because I am a pathetic pushover reasonable young billionaire, but hey, the commute isn't so bad in a rocket car. Why would I need to? I'm a billionaire. Like I give a frick. I'd quit normally so I didn't draw any attention to how ridiculously wealthy I am. I don't need more people trying to beg from me. I'd pay Dwayne Johnson to come into my work in a naval officer's uniform. He'd go everywhere looking for me and once he found me would carry me out of the building while also holding a speaker playing Up Where We Belong. I would spell out so long, motherfrikers in $100 bills in the parking lot. I work in investment management so there's a lot of room to get creative. I would not quit immediately. I would set up a family office to manage my wealth. The family office would exist almost entirely to disguise my identity and hide the source of the wealth, me. Representatives from my family office would contact my current employer and express interest in investing in the funds my team currently manages. They'd set up the normal meetings with our team for an investment mandate and they'd specifically request that all analysts attend these meetings so that they can interview them individually. When there's potential to win a large mandate of over $1 billion, it's not uncommon for asset allocators to conduct this type of due diligence. Effectively, I'd be interviewing myself. The representatives will come in and meet with my team. They will ask me questions in front of my team that I already know are coming. I'll crush it. We won't win the mandate. My family office will indicate to my bosses that they'd love to invest with us if I were the lead portfolio manager. I'm not trying to punish my employer. I'm just setting up my exit. I will leave the firm and announce that I am starting a hedge fund. At my age and experience, I'm 27, this will seem a bit ridiculous. Virtually everyone will assume that I'll fail. That's when my family office will make a $1 billion allocation to my hedge fund. It'll look like I impressed that outside money so much that I leveraged it into my own mandate. This will definitely garner some attention and I may even manage to bring in additional capital on this news alone. I will make some high profile hires of leading portfolio managers in my asset class. I'm going to run the hedge fund, but I also realize that I am, in reality, Totally underexperienced. I can fake it, but I'll need help. I do want to legitimately generate returns on my own capital. Even with help, there's no guarantee the fund will perform, but with a loyal investor, me, willing to give me $1 billion in ORM pretty much indefinitely, I should be able to keep the fund going for at least 5 years. Even if I take a lot of risk and things don't go too well. Of course, if the fund does perform, I could very well be managing many multiples of billions in ORM in addition to my billion, and so the fee generation will be plenty to make it seem as though I am self-made. It will render me one of the greatest Wall Street success stories of the 21st century. Suppose I manage $3 billion in outside capital and manage meager returns of 10% per annum. I'll easily generate $500 million in fees over 5 years. Rather than looking to invest my $1 billion in the highest returning investments I know of, I'll be investing $1 billion in myself. By investing in myself, I could potentially legitimately generate hundreds in millions in income and look as though I did it all on my own. And, by the way, I'm not actually sacrificing any of my original billion. I'll be hiring some of the best money managers money can buy and be closely watching the management of that money on a day-to-day basis. After a few years I will retire a self-made billionaire, still in my mid to early 30s. That is a grand exit. If working in retail, I'd let customers have their items for free. I actually did this when I was fired at my job at the music store. I made many people happy. This comment is on behalf of my mother, who I type for and read comments out to.